You are now listening to.
Please hang up and try again.
You're listening to Two Fangs.
And we are back. This is episode 2 of Two Fangs, the Diamondbacks podcast for the casual Diamondbacks fan. We thank you all for joining us here today. I got my main man, Connor Klein, sitting right next to me in the studio, as well as a couple special guests that'll be brought in later on the show. First thing on the agenda I want to talk about is a certain Gerardo Parra. Now, we all know Gerardo is notorious for his strong arm, but what you might not know is that Gerardo is actually from Venezuela. During his youth, Gerardo took to the streets, and he took to the streets hard. He actually became notorious for arm wrestling complete strangers. Connor, have you heard about this?
He's got that arm. I know he's got that cannon of an arm. I've actually seen him gun down several of Padres and Giants and Dodgers. I think he may want to be one of the most feared players for the interdivision teams.
Yeah, you're absolutely on board with my notion, and I guess what we're wondering is how he got that arm strong, and it's been attributed to these arm wrestling days. Actually, he's rumored to have beaten 12 strong guys in a row, and I know it seems kind of ridiculous to believe, but it's got to be true. I mean, this guy, he's got such a strong arm that it just doesn't seem natural. I mean, I've been watching game after game, right field, left field. I'm talking about right field more than anything. Seems like he's throwing it from the pool, you know? And
Speaking of the pool. Speaking of the pool.
Time in the pool this week.
Yeah, they're doing big things with the pool. I actually had a chance to catch up with Gibby last week, and he's actually got the Diamondbacks owners involved in this new pool motion here. Diamondbacks owners have signed a deal with Sonic, the fast food chain, to dump 500 pounds of Sonic ice into the pool. You know, after the team morale's been down, after a slew of losses, after every home game, they're dumping that ice into the pool. Sonic waiters are going to be coming by on their roller skates, handing out Coney dogs and, let's say, cherry limeades to the players. Gibson told me that a lot of the players are real psyched about it. Will Nieves, backup catcher, actually was really enjoying the hot dog. But as he was shivering in the pool, Gibson told me that he had a chance to catch up with Will, and he goes, "Will, how you enjoying those hot dogs?" And Will goes, "Hot dog, more like a chili dog." And just the way Gibby explained it to me, he said that the guys are really having fun with it. That's cool.
Yeah, no, that's right on. I heard the same thing. You know, I had an opportunity to stop by that pool, and while I was in there, I was looking across the way there in the stadium. I saw Randy Johnson in the bullpen.
Johnson?
And that was Randy. You remember Randy, the two-time Cy Young winner? You know, remember those World Series days seem so far away now, but still within reach. In fact, Randy was seen, instead of a baseball in his hand, he had a camera in his hand. Apparently, he's gotten into photography a little bit. Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't. The big unit into photography, huh?
Yeah, he's taking pictures left and right, and I actually saw Coach Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, catch up with him for a second. He actually handed him a ball, and he started warming up. What was funny is he quickly stopped after he hit a squirrel, which ran across the pen, and Johnson actually killed it with a 95-mile-per-hour slider.
He still got it, huh?
He still got it. That's what I'm hearing according to sources, and they might be tendering him off for as early as next week.
Hey, Chad, I don't mean to cut you off here, but I got my phone's ringing over here.
What's that?
You got Ian Kennedy calling in from San Diego. Ian, what are you doing? Aren't you in the middle of a game right now?
Guys, how's it going? Just taking a breather here down in the locker room. Pitched 5 innings today, 5 strikeouts, and they pulled me. You know, got to get some rest.
Yeah, well, you gotta ice that arm, man. How's it going over there in beautiful San Diego?
Ian, do we still got Ian on the phone?
Yeah, it's going well, guys. I owed you a call, Connor. After I moved out of the big AZ.
Okay, we're having some connection issues, but it seems like we're working it out. Ian, you're still with us.
I'm here, guys. I'm here.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you calling in. Was I expecting you to call in right now? No, but hey, you're here. We got you on the horn. Let's grill you. Chad, what do you got for Ian?
Yeah, sorry, I'm having a little technical feedback with Ian's phone, but let's keep it going. Ian, we wanted to ask you a couple questions. First on my list is, Ian, what was your first major league purchase?
Oh, man. Well, back in the day when I was drafted, back in '07, I don't know if you guys recall that Sharper Image store, but I went in there and I had a heyday. Let me tell you, probably my favorite purchase in there.
Ian,
was,
my question for you is, tell me, how has the time zone change affected you?
Well, it hasn't yet, Connor. It hasn't. There is no time change right now.
Okay. Well, good. Tell me, if there was another baseball position that you could play, what would it be?
Oh, well, I think it'd probably be catcher. Just get right on that receiver.
What are you having for dinner tonight?
I'm not sure yet. Got to call home, figure that out. I'm hoping it's brisket.
Okay.
Ian, that's great. I hope it's brisket as well. Anyways, if you were to die, Ian, God forbid you were to die, but if you were to die, how would that go? What would happen, and how would you want to be put away?
You know what, Chad? I've thought about this before, actually, and I think the best way to go for me would probably just be handcuffing myself to the bottom of a pool ladder and drowning.
Like your last outing?
Hey, you win some, you lose some, right?
That's right, Ian. Well, I do appreciate you calling into the show. Wish you great luck and success there in the future in San Diego. Understand that you guys are winning right now, but I guess that's the result of pulling you out of the game. So I guess that's what we call good managing, huh?
All right, guys. Well, take care. It's been good talking with you. Connor, if you make it out to San Diego, give me a call.
All right. Thanks, Ian.
Thanks, Ian.
Lucky for us, we got DB Fast Talker back in the studio again with us. DB, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for asking. And hey, let me just give a little tip of the cap to whoever did that outstanding new theme music you guys have. Oh, that's big time baseball. I wanted to. What was that, Chad?
Thanks, DB. I appreciate it.
Well, I couldn't understand that. I couldn't understand it, but I knew it was good. You know what I'm saying? It had that electronic feedback that you get at the stadium. Oh boy. It reminds me of some of the people who butcher the national anthem because they just can't keep a track of the acoustical areas. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about Didi Gregorius. Didi, Friday night's contest. I'm going to take it out and try to break it down for you. Didi 0 for 4. Hello. Didi was 0 for 4. The first two at bats, he didn't touch the baseball, couldn't even foul it off on those, and then the next two, he didn't manage to get aboard because he struck out 4 times. He also made a 2-run error in the first inning on a routine ground ball. Now, I like the young man, but I think he was out drinking the day before. I really do. I think it was Tustin, Boston. What a magnificent town, Catter. The baked beans.
The baked beans?
No, they're wonderful. But anyway, I think Didi may have overdone it, and I think he was absolutely hammered Friday night in that ball game. 0 for 4. But, Bradley Cooper, let me change sports for just a second.
Right.
It's not Bradley Cooper, it's Riley Cooper. Bradley Cooper, of course, is dad. But Riley said some bad things that were caught on a cell phone. And I think we've all been hearing about the N-word all week. And I just wanted to tell you that there is no place in sports for the N-word and several other words. You know how some people say things like, oh, that's so retarded. Now,
Yes.
I don't believe that is a word that should be used either. I think we should eliminate that word, as well as the N-word, and we can come up with better words or phrases. And I believe that the phrase you should use now is, how do you call it? In other words, that so-and-so, that how do you call it? Now, that phrase was not a phrase I made up, but my grandmother, Ella Berman, out of Cleveland, Ohio, the how do you call it? You know? I'm going to go over and rip the how do you call it off that guy. By the way, I just want to mention, one thing I like about podcasts is you can be naked. All right. And I just would like to close with one thing, and I think this is a dream of a lot of young men who get into the game of baseball from the earlier years, Little League. But Tuffy, I can't pronounce your last name, the catcher, came up from the AAA ball club, and he took the place of Montero, who, of course, hurt himself when he was trying to get water out of his basement in Paradise Valley. And Juan Nieves, now the first-string catcher for the Diamondbacks, and they brought up Tuffy, and you know what? Tuffy, close to 30 years old, going to be 30 next month. You know, actually in a few days. And I think it was wonderful. An ASU product, a local product. He said hello to Dustin Pedroia in the field, and Dustin was, of course, happy to have his ex-teammate play in the pros. But for you kids out there, you know what? Stay with it, because Tuffy stayed with it, and he had a chance to get in there and get his first major league base hit in Beantown. That's it for me. I'm out of here.
Thanks, DB. Thank you, DB. Hey, guys, I know this is a longer podcast, but just quick story. On a flight last week over to Oakland, California, on that flight, flew Southwest, you know, more bang for my buck. Guess who's on that flight, Chad?
Who's on that flight, Connor?
Luis Gonzalez, Gonzo himself. The guy you may have recalled was involved in that World Series championship win. On the flight, catching up with him, he says to me, "Hey, Connor, how's it going?" He's actually heard of me. He actually approached me. I didn't have to approach him. And he wanted to tell me about this new campaign he started. It's called Use Bubblegum Campaign. What he's doing is he's encouraging Major League ball players to not throw away their bubblegum, but to hold on to it and recycle it. What he does is he's been working with scientists to actually collect this used bubblegum and desalivate or de-filth this gum. They're going to reflavor it into several different new flavors, restash it into used chewing tobacco cans and distribute them to little leaguers around the country. This is going to be something that, Luis Gonzalez has been pretty psyched about for a long time. Do I think it's going to hit the storm, hit the little guys by storm and really be a big thing? No, but he's passionate about it, and you got to respect his candor.
Yeah, certainly. Well, Connor, well said. I'm really glad you got to catch up with him there. I think this has been a great episode, too. And certainly before we get off the air, I wanted you to tell them about the upcoming special events we got at Chase Field this week.
All right. Well, coming up here August 28th, just a little bit down the road, the Diamondbacks have partnered with the Swiss Army Knife Company. August 28th, the first 100 fans into Chase Field will receive a free Swiss Army pocket knife. Again, first 100 fans will get it only, so get there early.
Perfect. Well, certainly thank you all for joining us. We appreciate Ian Kennedy calling in. That was such a treat, and look forward to catching up with him as the season goes on here. Sad to see him leave, but I think it's for the best. Connor, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I appreciate all you guys listening in. Again, if you guys have comments, questions, you want to get involved, hashtag us, Two Fangs. Follow us on Twitter, @2Fangs. We love the audience interaction. We encourage you guys to get involved. Just a reminder, we are not responsible for factual inadequacies or rumor generation, so if that bothers you, go somewhere else. That's all I got for us. So this is me speaking for Chad Williams. Thanks for tuning in, and we're signing off.
Thank you.